In this lesson, students are learning to create coordinate grids with positive and negative numbers and to identify both the x and the y terms. They are also learning to locate and plot points in all 4 quadrants of the grid. Students should be able to understand and use the following vocabulary terms throughout this lesson. A coordinate plane is the plane created by the intersection of the horizontal x-axis and the vertical y-axis, whose point of intersection is known as the origin and is identified as 0, 0. Coordinates are also known as ordered pairs, and they give the exact location of a point, described by giving its location on the x-axis followed by the location on the y-axis. A quadrant is one of the 4 sections on a coordinate plane defined by the signs of the coordinates or ordered pairs found in that section. A coordinate grid is made with the intersection of the horizontal x and the vertical y lines or segments. When we read the ordered pair or coordinates to locate a specific point, the x-coordinate is always named or written first. For example, the coordinates 3, 5 would be found by starting at the origin of 0, 0, moving right of the zeros to positive 3, and up from 0 to positive 5. These coordinates with both x and y being positive rational numbers are always found in quadrant 1. Students should also be able to give the ordered pair for any point on the grid. With this point, I begin at the origin and note that the point is 2 spaces to the right of 0, so that is a positive 2. Then I count upward from the x-axis or 0 and note that I go up 4 spaces to positive 4. Therefore, its coordinates, or the ordered pair, is 2, 4. Remember that the x-coordinate is always named or listed first. Students have practiced identifying and locating points in all 4 quadrants. These coordinates might be used for mapping or GPS locations in real-world contexts. Ordered pairs or coordinates can be used to locate rational numbers that are not whole numbers. Let's say that we want to identify the following points and their quadrant. To find A, begin at the origin. Move to the left of 0 as A is there. And note that these are negative numbers. It is not 1 full space, but half the distance to negative 1. So we arrive at negative 1/2. From there, we move up 3 spots into positive 3. So that ordered pair is negative 1/2, 3. Moving on to point B, again begin at the origin 0, 0. Note that the x-coordinate is 2 spaces to the right of 0, or positive 2. From there, the y-coordinate is below 0, so it will be a negative number. The point is halfway between a negative 1 and a negative 2. Therefore, it will be negative 1.5 or negative 1.5. To locate point C's coordinates, head back to the origin. From there, C moves to the left of 0 on the x-axis, 1 space. So it is at negative 1. Next, we move down on the y-axis below 0 into the negative numbers and note that the point is at negative 2. Anytime both coordinates are negative, we are in quadrant 3. Lastly, in locating point D, we begin again at the origin, 0, 0. Move right of the 0 to the 3, but midway to the 4. So we land at positive 3.5 for the x-coordinate. However, the point stays on the y-axis without moving either up or down, so it stays at 0. Double check that the coordinates are correct, and then note that this ordered pair is not assigned to a quadrant as it lies right on the x-axis itself. In this lesson, students learn to create coordinate grids with positive and negative numbers, and to identify both the x and the y terms. We met this objective by locating and plotting points in all 4 quadrants of the grid.